The man wrapped the chalk, smashed it under his heel, swiftly tied it to his harness, fastened the carabiner, then grabbed a steel pipe nearby. With a fierce roar, he lunged toward the hotel building 10 meters away. This heart-stopping moment terrified his family, and he himself nearly fell from the 80th floor. At this critical moment, Longnan summoned incredible strength. Drawing on his rock-climbing skills, he coordinated his hands and feet, using protruding gaps in the outer wall to climb upward. Soon, he reached the highest window of the hotel. Though gasping for breath, he didn't dare pause. After securing a safety rope tightly around a brick, he continued moving sideways. Inside, his mother was utterly terrified seeing her son risking his life, but Longnan had no time to worry about her reaction. Beneath his feet was smooth glass with no footholds. He had to reach the other side before his strength gave out. By now, it had been 2 hours since the toxic gas leak in the city center. The deadly mist spread through the city like a tide, leaving countless casualties in its wake. Inhaling even a trace or touching it with bare skin meant instant death. With the gas rising rapidly, Longnan had to climb quickly along the exterior wall to the rooftop and open the access door. Otherwise, his whole family would perish. Fortunately, he had anti-slip chalk dust on his hands. Despite the extreme danger, he moved relatively quickly to the other side. Only a few meters remained to the roof. He could make it by climbing up using decorative bricks. But halfway up, the safety rope turned out to be too short. He tugged hard at the loops, but the knot was too tight to loosen. His strength was almost gone, and turning back was no longer an option. After a moment of hesitation, he decisively unbuckled the safety rope and continued climbing unprotected at a height of hundreds of meters. His girlfriend Iju screamed in horror, and his elderly parents trembled in shock, utterly speechless. Contrary to everyone's expectations, after unclipping the safety carabiner, Longnan didn't hesitate. Instead, he tapped into hidden reserves of energy and swiftly climbed to the edge of the roof. Pressing close to the wall, he recalled moves he had practiced tens of thousands of times. He adjusted his posture, took a deep breath, and leaped upward, successfully grabbing onto the stone lion's fang. But now he was dangling in midair hundreds of meters above the ground. As he struggled to climb up, one of the fangs suddenly broke off, nearly throwing him off balance. Forcing himself to stay calm, he tried flattening his body against the statue and inching upward using his legs to grip it. Fortunately, the statue was sturdy enough to support him. Half kneeling, he caught his breath briefly. Discarding any technique, he scrambled like a frantic animal, climbing desperately until with one final effort, he flipped himself over onto the rooftop and lay there panting heavily. But there was no time to rest. Pushing through the exhaustion, he stood up and rushed to the rooftop access door. Unlocking the secured safety door, he finally led his anxiously waiting family onto the roof. However, while the rooftop offered temporary refuge from the gas, the fog continued to rise. Eventually, the entire building would be engulfed. Just then, the sound of a helicopter echoed in the sky. Everyone shouted for help, but the helicopter didn't notice them. Iju quickly came up with an idea. She had everyone line up and use their phone flashlights to send rhythmic signals. Then she rushed downstairs to the electrical box and repeatedly switched the circuits on and off, making the rooftop sign flash to attract the attention of the rescue aircraft. Through their collective effort, the rescue crew finally spotted them.